My real estate roundup homies, it is summertime. It is an honor to still be with you, even though we're trying to enjoy our summers and bring you value regarding real estate investing and your long-term holds, your short-term flips, all of the above, because the market is changing and me and Dan have to adapt, and we want to help you adapt as well. What's going on, Borrero?
What's going on? So you're doing what I was doing all last week right now.
How was it, Dan?
A well-needed rest.
You know, I was thinking, Dan, we only get one summer a year, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get out of the pool and look. This is where I'm at. I'm just hanging out with my people. I got my son over there. We got the lake out here, and I was thinking about you the other day. Like, if you get to go on vacation, man, what can I? I don't get anything either.
We only get what I look at it like there's a whole lot less summers ahead of me than there are behind me, right? Because my age, and
And
I'm
you
not.
sacrifice, right? You
Yep.
sacrifice for what? I'm looking back like, why the hell did I worked all that time? I never enjoyed my summers.
And hence the reason why I enjoy my summers. I don't give them up anymore.
Dan, I'm looking at my life now, and I thank you for helping me put it into perspective. You could work your whole life every summer and get to 70, and you got all this stuff and no life left.
I tell people I don't know anybody on their deathbed that ever wished they worked harder. Now, I'm not saying you should be sacrificing. What I am saying is you got to do it, intelligently, not the way I did it.
Me neither. Miss James, what's going on? Good to see you. So, Dan, we got a million things to talk about, but I just think, tell us about your vacation.
My vacation was awesome, man. I go up to Cape Cod every single year with my family, go to the same place for the last 27 years.
Wow.
And I consider myself to be extremely wealthy in the sense that, somebody had asked, well, don't you ever have enough? Well, when are you going to feel wealthy? I said, man, I've been wealthy for years. I said, my adult kids still want to go on vacation with me. They still come over for Sunday dinner.
Yeah,
That's my wealth.
no doubt.
What good is all that money if your kids don't want to have nothing?
That's a good point, Dan. So, for all of our new landlords out there, I did a survey, Dan, on my channel, right? The survey was, what do you want to hear from us? 2 surveys. The number one thing people wanted to learn about was lease options and creative landlording, Dan. You know how
Creative
to,
land,
uh,
creative landlording.
well, lease options and seller finance.
Oh, seller financing. Okay. I think maybe.
Dan, you there?
You still there, Chris?
Yeah.
I can hear you, but I can't
Lease,
see you.
all right, I keep talking, man. Lease options, Dan, and creative seller financing. I
Yeah, I
think
mean, look,
I huh?
I'm listening, Chris.
I had a long talk. Do you remember Mike Fritz?
Of course.
So you remember how he was like, I would never have a house without debt on it. I'd leverage to the max.
Yep.
I had a long talk with him about a week ago. He says, Chris, I'm done with debt. My point is, and this is a good conversation. He just talked about it, and it's just a conversation we had. And I want everybody to understand here that yes, you might get into real estate with debt, but your goal over the long run, Dan, what's the goal?
Goal is to have the property paid for and have 100% cash flow, right? Not after your debt services, but after your expenses to maintain the property. What are those expenses? Taxes, insurance, maintenance, utilities, of course, putting money aside for upgrades and capital improvements. Um, you
You go.
know, so there's like 3 phases that we go through as investors, Chris. I was thinking about this, and I'm going to do a video on it. Uh, there's the accumulation stage. right? Um, and then there's the middle stage. There's a start. I shouldn't say that. It's the starting stage when you're first getting into the business and you're developing your skill sets and getting over the fear factor of the closing costs and all the unknowns, right? And then once you get through that stage, you're going to get to what they call the accumulation stage, or that I've decided I'm going to call it the accumulation stage. I'm going to get as many doors as I can, and
Yeah.
then you start to realize that having a lot of doors is not such a good thing, because many of those doors, not most of them, but a lot of those doors are just doors that you're trading money for time,
Trade money.
right?
Moving money from point A to point B, and you ain't getting enough.
No, so then you start then you start going into the protective stage. Like, all right, let me protect the properties that have the best cash flow, the best asset appreciation. Let me get rid of the properties that are a drain on those better doors. And then let me also at the same time learn how to protect those assets against bill collectors or any misfortune,
Predator.
right? Predators. So and that's the stage I consider yourself and me in right now, where we went through that first stage of the fear factor and starting the business. Then we went through the accumulation stage. And now you and I are probably both at the same stage, in the sense that we realize that more doors is not better. More doors
Nope.
that we're making more money. But that the quality of the doors is what works for us,
Yep.
right?
It's so funny. I talked to Mike. He had 600 doors at once, right?
I remember.
I know we didn't talk about that, but when I told Mike, I told him I've got several vacancies now, and he was like, "Yeah, I got hit pretty hard too." And he goes, I'm done with debt." And not to say you shouldn't have some debt, but getting debt and having $300 cash flow for the next 30 years is not where it's at.
No, and then people say, yeah, but it's tax free because it's debt. People, it's not tax free because
Nope.
you got to pay it back.
Yep.
Um, you accumulated the interest is deductible, but you're still paying it. People say to me, yeah, but you get deductions. I says, who gives a shit? I says, you gotta
You still gotta pay.
pay the to pay the expense of the deductions.
You know what? I think a lot of people think that deductions. I don't know. I never thought about earning. You got to make the money in order to be able to pay the damn deductions. But Dan, I wanted to ask you too. As I'm doing more deals, right? Dan, I don't like who I have become. I didn't think I would be this person that just moves money from here to there. Dan, I didn't. Let me tell you. So when I first was coming up, I made a big chunk, spent it. Made a big chunk, spent it. I was always spending it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that you have to earn the chunk, manage the chunk, earn the chunk, manage the chunk, right? That's how you kind of build your wealth. But then I don't necessarily. I'm thankful, but I did not know that this was what success looked like. You got to take 300 and do this, 400. Let's go over here, 200. This. All it is looking for a place to put money in. There. What did you come to that conclusion too?
So it's kind of crazy, Chris. When I was real busy right after 2008, I mean, a lot of people looked at 2008 as a disaster. For me, it was making money hand over fist because I was prepared for it.
Yeah.
Um, but for like 7 years, I felt like I was in the matrix system,
Oh wow.
where I was just like, all right, selling this today, moving the money over here because I'm buying this afternoon,
Oh
and then
wow.
doing this later on this afternoon, then moving the money over here because I'm
Oh wow.
buying that tomorrow morning. It was just, and then I need to have this much money here because I got to pay this contractor and I got to pay this supplier for the windows and the doors.
Oh
It was
wow.
just, it was just like I felt like I was in the matrix system.
Oh wow, man. Tell me
So
about your Tell me about what it felt like in your mind. I mean, how did it make you feel, brother?
It made me feel like I was being successful because I was moving millions of dollars around.
Massive amounts of paper.
But at the end of the year, I'm like, after I paid my taxes, I was like, why am I working this hard? Uncle Sam was doing better than I was. He had no debt, no risk, and he put no work in.
He always does well.
Right. So I had to then figure. That's when I came to the realization, more is not better.
I love it. Y'all got to understand this, dog. I don't have the most rental properties, and I'm not the richest guy, but I want to have the best life. Okay. Doing what I do, and Dan can chime in. When doing what I do with lease options and seller financing, you won't be the richest guy. It's just not gonna happen. Even my mentors, they're not the richest guys, but they got the best lives, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Look, and the reality is we have to think small. I think every day I went through those stages because it allowed me to become who I am today as a business person. That makes
Well, Dan, today I was moving. I had to wire 240,000 the other day, right, on the closing. And I just was thinking, when did I turn into this? I remember when I was broke and coming up, right? When do you turn into this guy that just fucking sends money around all the? I mean, when does that? When does it just happen overnight? I mean, what?
You know what the crazy part is, Chris?
Help
I,
me.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was driving back from Cape Cod this week, yesterday afternoon, and all my kids are adults, so they all left with their own cars. A few of them left the day before. Two of them left the day before. The other two left. Actually,
I took
two
him in.
two of them left 2 days prior. Then my wife and I left, and then the other two left the day before. And my wife and I driving back, and we're talking about how much of a good time we had with the kids, the dinners we went to, the time we spent on the beach. Uh, the truth is, I still have a hard time believing that I actually could do this. That I
There you
could actually take a week off, 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off. That when when we go to Europe and we go, first class seats, we go five-star hotels, and when we go to dinner, I don't care about how much money I'm spending. I, I still can't get over the fact I'm in this position in my life to be able to do it.
That's
It's very
crazy.
blessed.
That's so crazy because you've been doing this longer than all of us. Y'all put your name in the chat where you're coming in from. We got a quick question here, Dan. We're not taking calls, but uh, it's a question from T. What is our thoughts on owning apartment buildings? That's a Dan Barrera right there.
So the thoughts are, I don't care if you own single family homes, townhomes, condos, commercial, storage, multifamily, mixed use properties, as long as the numbers make sense. I am a multifamily owner because that's what's in my backyard. Chris is a multifamily owner, rather
I'm
a
a
single
single family.
owner, because that's what's in his backyard. So don't run someone else's race. Run your race. Run the race that you're comfortable with running. And that includes the property type that you're in. I personally only have one single family property in my inventory, and that's because it's the house next door to me, and I bought it because I wanted to control who the hell lived there.
You're crazy, Dan.
That's
Hey,
the
look,
honest truth. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to tell them why. When I go for a roof estimate, it costs me the same amount of time, and usually the same amount of money to replace a roof on one family as it does on a four family.
no doubt.
When I'm putting in my water mains, water mains will be more expensive because it's a larger water main, but it's very minimal the increase in expense because it's the same work that they had. They still have to break up the street, they still got to break up the sidewalk, they still got to connect it to the building. So, same thing with sewer lines. Say So for me, when I go shopping for insurance, it costs the same amount of time to shop insurance for a single family versus a four family. The other reason why I don't like what single families is because if I get a vacancy, I got 100% vacancy.
That's true.
If I have a four family and I get a vacancy, I have 25% vacancy.
Look, this is a short one tonight, y'all. I just want to let you know, Dan. I've been getting a ton of people calling me, emailing me. They're getting killed on that $300 a month cash flow. Can you give them something that's gonna help them, Dan? We got TT. That's my son in the pool, y'all. TT, say what up. That's
Well,
brother John back there.
the truth of the matter is that I would not work for $300 a month per door. But when I started, I did.
I did too. I did too.
And I
But
did
you
because
had
I
other income though. You had other income to supplement that though.
precisely. So I was hoping on the asset appreciation, and I figured the 300 a month was good. But then I've had a boiler that broke, and it cost me 6,000 to fix, to replace. It just
Cash flow gone.
yeah, it just consumed almost 2 years of my cash flow.
Then my heart just goes out for people, man. We gotta. Only thing I know is least options to get it out of them to help them, man. Is there? What do you say? I don't know how. What else
It all
is it?
depends. If you have a four family and you're doing $300 a door, that's 1,200 a month. And let's say you put, and it all depends on how much money you put down. Every property should stand on itself, not based on someone else's race, is what I'm saying. So every property has its own unique attributions and difficulties. So what I tell people is that you have to analyze the deal based on the property and the numbers.
Well, I think then as we both get these consultations, a lot of our clients have already bought the property, and it's just challenging to help them after they got that.
You know what the crazy part is? Like I only charge. I forget what you charge, Chris. What I charge is less than $300.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times when people bring me deals, I tell them after we analyze the deal, I say don't buy it.
Don't buy it or get rid of it.
Don't buy it or
Come
get
on,
rid of
man.
it.
Thank you.
Right? The time that you should be spending a couple $100 to speak to Chris and I is
Oh
before,
my God.
not when you're in the deal already, not when you gave your escrow deposit, not when you've already paid for your appraisal and your credit report and the prop and the inspection reports. No,
Talk to him,
you should
Dan.
be
Talk
having
to
those conversations before you spend that money, before you submit that money with us.
him. Right. I'm so glad you said that, Dan. Because once you get in these deals, y'all, Dan, tell them how hard. I see so many people try to get in. They break their arm to get into these deals. You see it. I've done it. I'm sure you. I don't know. Maybe you haven't done it, but I've done it. I've done so much to get into them. Then I get into them. I'm like, man, shit.
You'd be like, what the hell did I get myself into? But the truth is this. I had a person call me up and say they just bought a property in Brooklyn for 1.8 million, and they're happy to sing because they're gonna cash flow $1,000 a month.
Okay. Okay.
I'm like, all right, what'd you put down into the property? 340,000. So you got 340,000 cash into the
Thank
property.
you, brother. Gracias. Gracias.
You're gonna owe approximately 1.4 million, well, slightly below 1.4 million, and you happy with $1,000 a month from four doors?
Wow.
I have mentees that I help that apply in Connecticut or New Jersey or upstate New York or Florida, and they're making that with the same four doors. They're not into it for more than 400, 450,
Wow, man.
right? With that's what their purchase price is. And let's say they put another 50,000. So let's say they're into 500 with closing costs. They're making the same 1,200 a month. They only came out of pocket with 90,000.
Uh huh. Wow. Big difference, brother. This
Basically,
is
and they're only on the hook for 310 to 410,000 versus the was making 1,200 on the hook for 1.3 million, 1.4 million. That's a lot of sleepless nights, man.
Nah, I've been there, bro. In fact, that's how I lost all my houses to foreclosure in 2010. All right.
Yeah, I want people to understand, but that's not the rule of thumb for everything. Let's say you know that they're going to be building a major convention center, and they're building a bus stop and a train station near you, right? And they're also building a medical center near you, right? A major hospital expansion. Then yeah, would I do it? Because I'm betting against future. I'm going to bet on the future asset appreciation. I'm going to bet that now my rents are going to go higher as a result of the demand that's coming in. So there are times that I'll do that, but there's a lot of variables that are involved in making that decision.
Dan, I'm not gonna hold you, man. I just wanted to get that out. Anything you want to leave from my round up family? Been you doing this since 1989? What's your
So
stomach telling you?
truth is this: Chris and I, we did our first ultimate landlord survival guide several months ago. We're going to be launching the second class that we're doing on this. It's a 4-week class, 2 times a week. I don't know if Chris has the link below.
I'll drop it in after this. We'll put it
Yeah,
in.
please drop it in. It'll be on the recording. Sign up for that, right? And
Gotta get educated, dog.
it's a waiting list. Every single person that took the class with us is executing.
Oh man,
Chris and I will be in Philly next month. Um, for those people that
you
joined,
coming to Philly?
yep. For those people that joined the mentorship Unleashed, as well as or became ultimate landlord warriors through the class that we did, or going to sign up in September, you guys will be invited for a meetup with us. It might even be in one of the properties that one of our mentees is really kicking ass with up there. He's up to, I think, his 6th property up there right now, and
We gotta go see Liz too, Dan.
that's right. We're going to see Liz too in Jersey. So I would highly recommend that you guys put yourself on the. I do a free mentorship class. You can go to danielborrero.com every Wednesday night. So put yourself on that list. Put yourself. Chris is going to be putting the link to sign up for the Ultimate Landlord Warrior class. Put yourself on that so you can be invited to meet up with Chris and I for free.
Get educated, dog. The only way you're gonna make it in this game, I promise you. If you think you're gonna buy a house and put a tenant in it without getting training, I promise you. I Dan, talk to all the people that think they're gonna buy a house without getting training on how to get the right tenant. Talk to them real quick. There we go.
Either you train your tenants or your tenants will train you without a doubt.
All right, I love y'all. Matthew, good to see y'all. Talk to you, Dan.
Take care, everyone.
Peace. Dan gone. What am I doing? Let me show you my little. Can y'all see me? But Dan can't see me no more. Back camera. Hit it, TT. I got y'all for a few more seconds. TT, show the people, John, show the people what y'all doing. Hit it. Go flying. Higher. Woo! And that's called a higher move. Higher move. I love y'all, man. That's y'all have made my life. You made my day. It's more for the you give me the opportunity to serve, man. Thank you. Thank you. It was nothing but an honor to serve you guys. Let me enjoy some time with my son. I'll see y'all on the next video. Peace.